Going on, guys? Lineage here, back with another episode of attempting to hardcore nuzlocke Pokemon Blaze Black 2 Redux. Now, in the last episode, we ended up taking Roxy and Brawly and defeated them easily. Now, today, we're going to try and take on the Team Plasma Grunts along with Bryson and then make our way to Castelia City. And here is the team I'm going to be going into attempting to take down these Grunts. Now, let's take them on. Now, for those who don't know, this battle is a double battle, so I will have to be careful. Especially with the two Pokemon that the Grunt has in the back, being Butterfree and Beedrill. Last time I was caught off guard with Beedrill having Drill Run, so I gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so to lead off the battle, I brought out Elekid and an Ivysaur. Now what my plan here really is to just try and take out this Carvana here. I'm just gonna spark that. This Amalgam might have like Motor Drive or Lightning Rod. So I'm just gonna scout that. I guess it doesn't, which is good. So I probably can't hit that with an electric move. I don't really want to find that out either. The Amalgam does have Light Screen, which can be annoying. This Venoshock might not do as much as I want it to do now. It still does decent damage. Now there's a Butterfree. Now Ivysaur is very specially defensive, so I'm not really worried about it taking too much damage here. Just in case. We're just gonna see how this goes here. I think this should die. Yeah. Okay, so we're looking really good. Long as it's Air Cutter, it's not gonna do anything though. That can crit. This Air Cutter has a high crit ratio. I'm just gonna be careful with that. Alright, here's the Beedrill that I've been worried about. The question is, will it try and drill on me? So I think the plan now is to switch into Mrs. Puff, get that Intimidate, and just take out the Magical Leaf here. It's just so it's a 2v1. Qwilfish is also defensive, so I don't really think a Drill Run should do that much. Unless the Beedrill decides to target Ivysaur here, which he doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Let's play now, it's just the Aqua Jet. Tackle, I guess. I hope I don't get crit here. Okay, good. We know I'm faster with Aqua Jet, so that should easily take out the Beedrill. Very nice. That was easy. Alright, now the Grunts are going to split off and head to Route 20, so let's go over there, take down that one Grunt. I'll meet you back in Verplank City. Now I gotta watch Bryson just steal the aura away from me. This is great. Bryson's one handsome dude, what can I say? Next up is the Bryson fight, so what I think I'm gonna do is take out Ivysaur, and I'm going to throw in Riolu. Alright, after leveling up my guys to level 22, our Surskit is now evolving into a Masquerain, which is going to be very useful for this battle. Alright, let's take on Bryson. I think here we just got to watch out for those weird Ice-type moves. Last time we faced him, I knew it was relatively easy, so I'm not really worried about anything here. Just like last time, he will lead off with Spiel. I got Masquerain on the floor, which now carries Intimidate, which is great. So here, we're just going to go for a nice little Struggle Bug. It does have Yawn, which can be annoying. I'm going to force the switch here. I will switch to Qwilfish, get another Intimidate off. Real Wheel, Icy Wind. Just fine. Just gonna go for an Acid Spray. Dwindle this thing down. It is Bulldoze. Should do 0. I'm still faster after 2 speed drops. This windup comes out, but what's stopping me from just Aqua Jetting? Just gotta watch out for a ground move here. But we can knock it out with these. Up 2 now comes out. I think I'm gonna switch into Mask Range, just get an Intimidate on it. Play Rough shouldn't do much. Oh no, you just crit me. Okay. Now I just gotta switch back into Quillfish if he goes for another Play Rough here. Give it a second Intimidate. Avalanche should do nothing. Warjack coming out. Should do a good amount of damage. There we go. Bulldoze, doesn't matter. That's 2 attack. Aqua Jet should finish it off. I believe all we have left to worry about is just Vanilla, and that should have no moves for Quillfish. Alright, easy battle. Bryson had nothing on us. On to Castelia City. I was thinking about doing this for my new series. Start some question of the days. And today's question of the day I want to ask you guys. What is your favorite Pokemon and why? So leave me a comment down in the video. Tell me what your favorite Pokemon is and why. Mine is Crobat. Honestly, I love Crobat so much just because of its design and how underrated he is. I mean, lots of people hate Zubat because of how annoying it is when it came to Gen 1, Gen 2. But Zubat, Golbat, and Crobat will always have a special place in my heart. Alright, we're on our way to Castelia City. This time, we are not going to get swept by a Ledian. Now, fortunately for us this time, our Pansage did survive, so I can grab the Grass Stone for Pansage, or the Leaf Stone. Alright, just like last time, we were going to talk to this lady in the metal office building, and we are going to get this free Eevee. Welcome back, Lion. Just like attempt 1, now we're going to head over to Liberty Garden, and we're going to attempt to catch Victini once again. Let's talk to the scary looking dude. Enter the lighthouse. Let's take on Victini. Alright guys, Victini's right here, and I don't have the same plan as last time. I don't have a Charmeleon with Seismic Toss. I don't have my Witchhog with Hypnosis, so I think leading with Elekid and just going for Thunder Wave and dwindling it down a little bit should be a good play. Hopefully we just don't murder it. Alright, so we're just gonna Thunder Wave first turn, get the thing paralyzed. I think I'm just gonna spam Brick Break it. Yeah, that doesn't do anything, so Brick Break should be the play here. Alright, it's yellow. I don't want to risk critting it, so I think for now I'm just gonna chuck walls and see what happens. The Uproar does a decent amount, so I'm gonna switch just to be safe. Chuck 3 times at least 20 times now. Alright guys, I used all my Great Balls, and all I have left are Pokeballs and other stuff. So unfortunately, I don't know if we're gonna be able to catch this. We're gonna have to get extremely lucky here. Yeah, see, like that just keeps happening to me. I'm gonna take the risk here, Acid Spraying it, and if I end up knocking it out, then I knock it out. So I've thrown at least like 60 balls at this thing. Okay. Yes! Oh my gosh, guys, I had like 15 Pokeballs left. And I think he was running out of move PP. Wow. That was incredibly lucky. Come back, Vector. Now, unlike the first attempt, I want to add Vector to our team this time just to see what it's like using a Victini. So I think for now, I'm going to Fox or L-Gem. I leveled up Vector to level 22 for now. And all he learned so far was Confusion. No fire moves yet. But I picked up the TM for Incinerate, so I could actually teach him that right now. Now this time around, I am going to be doing the sewers first and not the battle company, so I don't risk any unnecessary deaths. And I do want to get some more encounters, so that'll help us out a bit. Alright, so we have not made it this far yet. So now, all these new battles that we're doing, and the new story that we're learning about is all new. So we don't really have to speed up as much as we did before. So let's head into the sewers and see what's going down. Alright, so it looks like we have to now head with Hugh. And something I learned is that I do not want to get my encounter right now, because I do not want to risk Hugh knocking out any potential encounter I want. So I'm going to throw on a Repel, and I think we should also level up our Pokemon just a little bit, just so we're not left behind, because I think the level cap now is 28, so we have a lot of wiggle room. So let's go up to 24, just in case, because we do not want to lose anybody on this team. We have a pretty solid team right now. So we're gonna run around with Hugh, and we're actually gonna find 2 more grunts right there. So maybe we should explore a little bit and see what's going on before we battle those 2 grunts. Looks like they're not gonna let us go up there right now, so maybe we just take on the grunts now and see what happens with that. Alright, let's see what's going on. Looks like they got some weird plans going on down here. And they're trying to take our Pokemon out, so it looks like we're gonna have to take on the Team Plasma Grunts. They're gonna lead up with an Ariados and a Skorupi. And they are actually level 24, so it's a good thing we leveled up our guys. We're gonna play very cautious here, because I don't know what to expect. You guys have some random moves just lurking on them, so I'm gonna just get an Intimidate off with our Quillfish here. Elekid's not very defensive, so I think any move that's coming our way right now is gonna hurt pretty bad. Yeah, like Cross Poison. Especially if that were to critically hit us, that would have been potentially very bad. So of course, Hugh's gonna go for a Revenge, which is will do 0. So, thanks. I think now we just start Aqua Jetting this Ariados. This Skorupi is just gonna give it some Acupressure boosts, and it could give it an attack, and we really don't want that. Yeah, so he's gonna go for another Acupressure. Just gotta hope we don't see any attack boosts here. Hugh's gonna opt for a Razor Shell onto the Skorupi with the defense drop, which is pretty clutch, because now Aqua Jet might just knock it out, but I think we keep damaging this Ariados. So we went for Sucker Punch onto us, but it didn't work. Very nice. Alright, he's gonna get another Acupressure boost with accuracy again, so we're getting pretty lucky with that aspect, but Ariados will be knocked out here. Razor Shell will go on to Skorupi, knock that out. Alright, now we're gonna see a Golbat come out and a Grand Bull. And it does have Intimidate. Alright, here we're kind of in a weird spot because we are intimidated. So I think an Acid Spray and a Granbull. He might be Fairy type in this game too, considering he did pick up the Fairy typing in the games. Which he is. Okay, it's good to know for the future. And Duat did get flinched, and this Granbull's Rock Slide. Alright, we're just gonna Acid Spray Granbull again. And he was gonna opt for a Facade into Golbat. Pretty good damage. This Golbat is Heat Wave too. Jeez. Yeah, they have some pretty good coverage on their side. Acid Spray does knock out the Granbull, just clutch. Now Eradicate is going to be coming out. Alright, now Eradicate might do some crazy damage. Wolfish still isn't bad here. But we are kind of low. And I don't want to get any like free damage onto any of our guys, so maybe we just Acid Spray the Eradicate here, get it a little low. Swellow will go for Facade into Eradicate, which is good. Always gonna Hyper Fang us, it's gonna do so much. Oh, we can get doubled here, that is great. Now we're really in a weird spot. I'd say Victini is a good switch since he's pretty defensive. However, I don't want to get doubled here, and if I get doubled, then this is gonna be really bad. However, Swellow might just knock out Eradicate with Facade. So I am going to switch into Victini here and just hope that this Swellow hits Facade on the Eradicate. Great. They were going to be Air Slashing us, so that was a good switch. Now just Confusion the Golbat, and he will go for Facade on the Golbat. Alright. Good teamwork. Plays. They do have one more Pokemon in Farfetch. Alright, we're just gonna Confusion here. Just gonna Wing Attack it. And it is super effective, so I think Farfetch is Fighting type in this game. Which is also really good to know for any future encounters. But we do end up taking down the Grunts. Without a problem. Alright, they're gonna run away. And we are going to be now talking to Berg, the gym leader for Castelia City. He was gonna give us the item for strength. I believe now we can take on the gym if we'd like. But there's someone else, and oh, it looks like it's Colress. Yo, honestly, Colress is another one of those guys that have a weird amount of aura. Especially him just walking out the cave like that. That was some crazy aura. Alright, so now it looks like we can get our encounter in the sewers. So let's get this Repel Aura off and get our encounter now. It's going to be a rubbish. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Okay, another poison type. So let's catch him. There we go. And I think a good name for you is... Welcome to the team, Garbage. Now it also looks like we can get an encounter in the Relic Passage. So let me lead with someone who will not get destroyed by ground or rock move. I'm not going to go for the Cloud, I might just go for a regular encounter here. And we will be ending up running into a Geodude. Okay. Alright, your pretty typical standard Pokemon. You find in a cave. We should be able to easily catch it with a Great Ball. There we go. Alright, everyone, welcome Rocky to the team. Alright, now after getting that encounter, let's head up through these stairs here where we will get our Castelia City encounter. It looks like we got some double grass, and we actually also have normal grass along with a nurse up there. This lady's doing some research on Eevee. And she's asking us what evolution is our favorite, and we might be able to get the stone corresponding to that evolution. Oh my gosh. I think before we become hasteful and we choose a stone, I think we need to check out our Eevee and see what our stats are looking like in order to see which one we should choose. Now I'm just gonna run in the dark grass and see what we get here. Oh my gosh, caught me. Great. Yeah guys, these last 3 encounters, pretty disappointing, pretty overrated. Let's just catch this Cottony and move forward. I'm gonna name you Collie, you know, like cauliflower. You'll probably sit in the box forever. We just cannot forget about that scientist there with the evolution stones. Alright, now we're gonna leave the sewer, and Iris will be standing there waiting for us. Now it looks like we can officially take on Berg at the gym. Before we do that, let's go into our box and take a look at our Eevee. It does have a plus special attack nature, lowering its defense. His attack isn't too bad, so maybe the special attack isn't the play, but it being boosted is nice. Special defense looks pretty good too. So this, honestly, what I'm thinking could either be like pretty decent Vaporeon or maybe an Espeon. So let's give it a thought and get back to you guys with what I decide to go with. On top of that, we have a plus defense Trubbish, which is actually not too bad, with Toxic Acid Spray and Aftermath as its ability. Geodude is sturdy, pretty typical with Bulldoze and Rock Throw, Curse. Pretty good attack actually, though, that's not too bad. And we have our Cottony with the worst possible nature it could have gotten, and as Infiltrator, which is okay. I was really hoping for Prankster, but you know, we have everything we want, clearly. Right now, I think I'm going to go choose a stone, so I'll be back with that. Alright guys, after giving it some thought, I have decided to go with Vaporeon. Now, my ideology behind this is that Vaporeon is pretty specially bulky, and it has decent special attack too, but its defense isn't really there, and since it has a minus defense nature and plus special attack nature, I feel like we could use Vaporeon pretty well here. And that, guys, will conclude this episode of attempting to hardcore nuzlocke Pokemon Blaze Black 2 Redux. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to answer the question of the day of which your favorite Pokemon is and why. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, where we will take on the Battle Company and the Gym Leader Berg.